Could this be the end?
That's that honestly, that's what I was getting ready to say. That's the feeling I got. It was kind of like, let's try to wrap this messy ass storyline up as best as we can because we don't know if we're gonna get another season, you know.
Never did no crazy drugs, weed and alcohol is all. We done drank, we done got me getting through my days. We done drank.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the virtual living room. It's your girl, Lovey. I'm here with the gang, usual suspects, Aaron and Terrence. Back to recap the final episode of season 4 of The Shy. Thank you, Jesus. Okay? Because this kumbaya moment at the end of the show, like everything is great, killed me. But I digress. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
So I would like to open this episode with a quote from the famous Sir Project Pat. He says, I have never ever, it's two things I have never ever seen before. Is a UFO or a hoe that wouldn't go. Don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Okay, Tiff is for the streets.
Church.
Like, can we obviously? That's where I want to start because, bitch, who? You closed your marriage at the party and made a connection at the party. Same night, go home, sleep with your husband after closing your marriage and trying to do your best, and then you jump your hot ass into another nigga bed. Like, and I was like, I know she ain't.
I
What a
felt that
street.
energy. I felt that energy.
But I mean, I felt the energy the first time, but I mean, I'm like, dang. And then, first of all, why was he even at the party? How about that? Why was he even at the party?
He's
So you gonna make
celebrating the neighborhood.
that wasn't the neighborhood party. That was Jada's party. Remember that?
Is she part of the neighborhood?
He don't know her. He don't know her. And then Tiffany, messy ass. It's bad enough that you gonna really lie to your husband, but you gonna have your next connection show up to the same party that you. This is the same party you literally 10 minutes before said, I'm gonna close my marriage, and we're gonna try our best. Hands on, hello. Like, not even a scene change or nothing. I mean, God. Okay, I digress.
Terrence?
I've been saying, I've been saying for a while, she's for the streets. So, I mean, and she's a goofball. I mean, at the end of the day, Emmett, Emmett should have known. Emmett should have pumped his look. His whole situation should have been all breaks at the moment she had to question who she was choosing, and she's married. That was crazy. And then Dante showed her who he was. He's like, look, basically, like, I don't want that. I just want to smash you. That's pretty much. And you could tell she was kind of butthurt with that too. It's kind of like,
Of
it's like,
course.
man, like I really don't mean nothing to this man. Like, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, I feel bad for him. At the same time, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like I don't, because he kind of. I mean, it's like, you know what you got. You were right there. I was right there with him when he's like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. I was like, yeah, all right, bro. And then
Yes, I was
he
clapping at
goes,
the TV.
yeah. Then he goes off and it's just like, all right. And then next, he in the stairwell with her. I'm like, damn. Yeah. So it's, what can we say? I mean, she ain't shit. That's pretty much what we can say.
Waiting
She
on
ain't
that to
shit.
come.
She ain't shit.
I was waiting on that to come from you, Terrence.
Yep, she ain't shit. So
And then, she had the baby at the party and everything.
it's like, and it's so funny, like, and that's always like a guy's problem, and even with the women, like when it comes to dating, you got to know when the person that you're with, when to cut them loose, like when they truly are no longer for you or beneficial for you, when you're not beneficial to them, and like just to kind of kill it. And the whole time I've been saying that woman is not beneficial to what he's doing, his movement, the plane and train that he's on. she's not. She's an anchor. She would do nothing but hold him back.
Okay, but you're speaking as a 40-something-year-old man versus a 25-year-old. We didn't think
Well,
like that.
you got to think though. When he is a 25-year-old man, but he's also a 25-year-old man with children. So his whole frame, his mind, his framework changes dramatically. He can no longer be that uh bachelor. He would never be a true bachelor because he has a gang of kids. So his whole mentality has to change, you know. So yeah, he's 25, but yeah, he's thinking like that settled 40 something year old man. He has to because he has children to raise, you know, and to take care of. So there you
Mm,
go.
okay. Still think he's immature and young. You're not thinking like that. Sorry. I mean, I get what you're saying.
I mean, and
Facts.
obviously, I mean, I'm inclined to agree with Terrence. I mean, and Lovey, I hear what you're saying about, how you think at 25, but also at 25, we weren't really trying to get married and, have that American dream and whatnot. But Emmett is desperately he's desperately pursuing that. And he's doing everything the right way this time. You know what I mean? And so I admire him, and I do think that, yeah, you have to realize like when a relationship is dead, but it's a little harder once you cross that threshold into being married. That's one of the hardest relationships to let go of, even if you know that it's kind of dead. Um, and I do think that, on some levels, maybe Emmett is kind of torn just because of all of the, infidelities he had and she put up with him through it. And then, basically, she was there. I don't know how, impactful it was, but she was there through his downtime when he was low and fucking up and didn't have his shit together and all of that or whatever. And maybe on some level he feels like, he kind of owes her for that, but and maybe, just that debt is hard to pay. He doesn't see how to pay that debt back and leave the relationship or leave the marriage at the same time. That's just my thought. I don't know.
Mm.
Okay.
Let me say, he's still a kid. Okay.
Right. They still kids. But Tiffany, like you said, Terrence, she ain't shit. And it's clear where her heart is. Her heart is with Dante. Because she was real hurt.
Oh, she
Because
was
she wasn't even that
real
hurt
hurt.
when
Emmett
Emmett
said he was
said, I'm not doing this. She was far more hurt when that Negro said, I'm just your ninja.
girl. But first of all, that scene had me. I was really laughing because he was like, no, we don't. When she was like, we already act like a couple anyway. No, we don't. We act like fuck buddies who don't hate each other. It's like, ooh, dead
He
on the
put the brakes
inside.
Right.
right. He put the brakes on real quick, didn't he?
Real
Like
quick.
And he
instant
like,
record
wait.
scratch. Like,
Right. So that's where her heart is. And she's, girl, you're going to have to let it go. Let Emmett go. Don't be selfish like that. If he's not for you, he's just not for you. Do not be selfish. People, America, if you are not happy in your situation, it's better to not bring down the other person because you're trying to find yourself or you're trying to find that inner peace within someone else, which you really shouldn't. You should find the inner peace within yourself first. Then the person is an added bonus.
right, that's what I call inner.
Message.
And just to add a little clarity, that inner peace is INNER, not enter. Okay, ENTER. So don't be entering somebody thinking they got your piece in there. No.
That part.
Those parts.
That's sad. I feel bad for Emmett, poor thing, and he trying.
He is
He's
trying
trying.
so hard. Like, and I think that's the thing for me. Like, Tiff, you had all this time and opportunity to really leave that nigga when he for real when shit and you actually, even though you don't deserve much, you did deserve better than that, that would have been your window. That would have been your opportunity to leave. And now that he is finally being the man that you literally begged him to be, and now you done with him, ain't shit.
And then the part that killed me was when she was like, "Are you gonna? You gotta promise you ain't gonna never cheat." And I'm sitting out there screaming at the TV, "Girl, you can never promise that. You never make a promise like you can't make a promise like that. I can't ever promise that I'm gonna fall out my wheelchair for the rest of my life. I can't make that promise. It's gonna happen. Even it might just happen. Okay.
And
So
I don't know, because like you falling out of your wheelchair is an accident. You know what I mean? You can try your best not to, but you may accidentally fall out. You don't accidentally cheat.
no, you don't accidentally cheat. All right. So Aaron, I get what you're saying about, with the marriage, you should never, no one should ever cheat when you're married. I get it. But unfortunately, shit happens and people fuck up. I can't promise to you that I'm not gonna hurt you. And I'm not saying like purposely. It may be my mistake. Anything could happen. And we, in a perfect world, we would all love to be in a relationship where we could absolutely promise, no, I'm not going to, and I'm not going to. You have to make a valid effort for it. But unfortunately, as people, as humans, we fall weak to the flesh. Some people are stronger than others, or in this case, Emmett is a little weak when it comes to the cookie.
Previously.
Right. That's what
Previously.
I was gonna say.
I mean,
Because
I
he
can
ain't-
see
On the
him.
shy.
I can see him slipping up again.
You know what?
Honestly,
You know what? I don't. I feel like he's golden. I feel like all his slip ups were he realized, because even after the Dom situation, it was almost like he really didn't want to do that. You know?
okay. So
But
America, please make a note of this day, okay? Because mark my words. Because let's go ahead and segue into Douda and them. Because did I not say that Jake heard Trig trying to keep Marcus alive?
Yes, you did say it.
And also, and I know we're going to get to her. Did I not say Jada was going to be here? Well, me and Aaron said Jada was going to
Yeah,
be here.
yeah, yes. Okay. Jada has been healed. She was not killed off the show.
she still ain't healed.
Although I did find a little odd that she got not the diagnosis, but the report over the phone. You do that in the office.
Come on,
But
Mr.
again,
Sky.
it's the shy. Exactly.
Don't worry about HIPAA. HIPAA doesn't apply.
Well, we already know that. We saw the whole adoption case. Okay. But and while we talking about Jada and her party and everything, how about Darnell talking about thanks for putting up with me and my earpiece. I was like, thank you, God. So y'all realize that the earpiece has made a debut in every episode too. Oh, okay. All right. Speaking of which, in regards to every episode, I don't know if we said this actually during one of these recaps, but all 10 of the episodes were named after Chicago-based movies.
Oh, I didn't even know that. What was
Okay,
it?
so no, we didn't bring that up.
What was today's episode?
A
The Raisin
in
in the Sun.
Yep. So
Oh,
every
that was
single
in
episode
Chicago.
this season was a Chicago-based movie. You have Love Jones, A Raisin in the Sun. Last week was Southside with You, Black Messiah. Oh, I guess I recorded. Candyman.
Oh, that was shot in Chicago. Okay. Well, based in Chicago.
Cabrini Green, the apartments,
Mm-hmm.
projects.
Okay. All right.
Which I can't wait to see the new one. By the way, I think that's gonna be real tripped out. The new one.
Yeah, have fun with that.
I never. Nope. I don't think I have ever seen one full movie of Candyman. Like, nope.
We went to the movies when it first came out, but I rolled out into the lobby. I didn't want to watch it. shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, not into that. That's not my steez. Yeah, so your girl Jada, she gonna be around for another season. Whoop whoop. But
Mm-hmm.
can we write off Nina?
No,
No.
Nina gonna be there too.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of her, but yeah, she
Mm-mm.
gonna be there.
Mm-mm.
Now I
Okay.
will say this really could go either way. It could be a season finale or a series finale because it
Sure
really
could.
only left a couple of like open storylines.
Cliffhangers. Mm-hmm.
Everything else it kind of tied up. Like the only thing was, Roselyn being in the mayor's chair after he left. But other than that, everything else was pretty much tied up.
Could this
Th-
be the end?
That's that. Honestly, that's what I was getting ready to say. That's the that's the feeling I got. It was kind of like, let's try to wrap this messy ass storyline up as best as we can, because we don't know if we're gonna get another season. You know, so
Right. Especially once they put the Papa's podcast wrap up. Like, that's the classic black movie ending right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so little Ray Ray ended up going to Hampton University on a full scholarship.
It was a little
sponsored by
weird.
Smokies.
Right.
Smokies.
Right. And yeah, Papa being thrown in that. Where he come from? The hell? And there was someone else who they threw in.
Shot,
Who?
Trig's homeboy.
Yeah,
No.
shot.
Who was somebody else? I was like, where'd they come from? I mean, yes, I would agree. Yes, it was him. But I know that they threw him in there for the sole purpose of Imani's story.
Yeah.
But no, it was someone else. Where I was like, this don't make no sense. What? Why are they here? Okay. I can't remember exactly who it was. It'll come to me, but yeah, I would agree. That could be, in fact, a series finale because Douda just, well, I'm going to leave. And I just knew he was going to kill Tracy. I was like, no, you ain't going to walk out of there. You going to die. You got to die today.
I think he's feeling Tracy.
No, I don't think so.
I
Because
think
guess what?
he.
She said, first of all, how you fall in love with Douda? Now, we know this Negro, okay? I don't think he got that kind of off-scene power to make you fall in love with him. He ain't been shit the whole series, especially this season. And now you want to sit here and talk about, I think I'm in love with you. And you done said this 2-3 times in this episode, and not one time did he say, I love you too. I feel the same. Nothing. The closest he got to it was, I'ma miss you.
She loved the things that he could provide.
Right, like
Resources.
that's not even real
Resources,
love.
power.
You just in love with all the materialistic stuff he could provide for you. Cause that nigga ain't shit. He ain't got nothing. He ain't got no heart. So he can't love you.
I kind of agree with you, Terrence. I think he does have a soft spot for her because I think
think it
is she ain't gonna put up with his shit.
Yeah.
And she calls him out on it. Even she's the softer side of Sears, aka Roselyn. Roselyn. Because
Yeah.
she doesn't tolerate, she got a mouth on her, but he has the ability to shut her down. Like Flea Shoe. And then but Tracy, she gonna nuck and buck.
If ignoring your gut instincts was a person, because you literally sat there and told that man that you felt like he did what he actually did, and you let him talk you out of what you know.
Resources. That's all he is. Nothing more, nothing less. And she may have done it just to save her own life. Like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and play the game.
I don't know, cause she's sitting there with her, her with knots in her stomach. First of all, it was because it was that she felt like he was guilty, like he did it. But then when he said no, she said, "Oh, well, maybe this butterflies just love." What? Come on.
Douda.
Goodbye.
But is it
Yeah.
really gone? You think he's really gone?
Yeah.
For this episode, yeah, the series, yeah. Like for instance, if they put him in a place where if he's literally gone, like if the series was done, he's gone. Like it makes sense. You know what I mean? But they can always bring him back. I mean, he is a mob, like the gang leader. Like so, it
Yeah,
is
when
what it
he
is.
was walking away, I was like, is this building gonna blow up? Like it was so anticlimactic
Right.
with his exit.
Well, they're not really good at them kinds of scenes. Like
Lena alert,
forceful.
Lena alert.
Right. Like they don't have very powerful like woo. Like no. Even when he got shot, it was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. They would have been better off like let them just to kill him. I thought
Yeah.
that would have been
That's
better
what
that way.
I couldn't figure out like why y'all let him live. But because he the dirtiest nigga in the game, really. You know what I mean? Nobody else is really about that life to that extent. Like anybody else that has ever killed or attempted to kill was more or less like their life was in danger or something like that. Not off that mob mentality. Like Douda is the only one that would really say, threat detected, must eliminate the threat. You know. Mm-mm.
Well, Trig showed flashes of that early on when he first came to the shy. And then it's like now he wants to be an old cuddle bear and stuff and eating grits and eggs
Nah,
and I don't know.
I ain't gonna let you water him down like that. What he is an
He's a
OG at
thug
this
with
point.
compassion, okay?
Yeah.
A
That's
thug
it.
with integrity.
Yeah.
Thug love, thug love.
But I think that Trig has stepped really into the role of the traditional OG, one who has been about that life, but sees the future in the youth and teaches them or is trying to teach them or coach them to be better than him and better than them, and be put himself in a position to give them a different opportunity, a better opportunity than what he had. So I ain't got nothing but love and respect for him.
Yeah, I just missed the edge. The edge you had earlier. The edge you had earlier was just a little. It was just I don't know. It's like the show just lost its flavor from between the first season and now. It's just like eating a bland piece of chicken. Just like you're like, where's the seasoning salt? Where's the paprika? Like what's going on with this? Like it just
Well, I mean,
yeah.
and I definitely can see the transition, but then from a Black 365 perspective, it's kind of a catch 22 because do you want another show filled with black people hating, killing themselves, crab in a barrel mentality? Can't nobody, scratching and surviving. Can't nobody make it out. But then when they transition to a more positive side and showing, that you can overcome, you can grow, you can, succeed, you can strive to do better and actually achieve it, now we're disappointed. Like, it's boring. But it's kind of the reality that we want,
True.
Yeah, yeah, to a certain degree. Yeah, to a certain degree, I agree. But but you also want to have a realistic progression too. Like things just have to make sense. You know,
This is the shy.
it is.
But I would say that Trig, yes, he's evolving into his grown man status, but it don't take nothing but a split second for him to go back into what's this 2019 Trig.
Yeah.
So there's a healthy balance. Like, don't cross me. I'm a gentleman over here. I'm a family man over here. But if you say one cross word, hit you dead in your face, or I'm gonna take you out.
Right.
Mm.
Like they said at the Mac, we can handle this like gentlemen or we can get into some gangster shit.
Or we can go back to the trap house. That's what we could do.
Oh gosh, what you got to say about Imani? What you got to say?
And listen, look, uh, what happened to the girls at the trap house? Is the one sister still doing drywall? Like what's going on?
Please
Like
log off, sir. Get
like
Let me
what
no. Tell
mute
happened?
your
your
neighbor
mic.
thank you. We're done here.
But
Uh, I'm just saying, like they didn't wrap that up. We don't know where the women what they're doing.
Lena alert, hello. Duh. It's the Shy. This is a Lena Waithe production. This is not Shonda Rhimes.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, and this thing is known for having holes and unfinished stories, and we just move on. I
Yep.
mean, it's just a side effect of the Shy. I don't know. I mean, and then how far they gonna carry that anyway? But with this being a wrap up, though, they really could have just, even if they just panned over, you saw like when they were doing the whole community project and everybody, doing the whatever celebration that was. They could have just panned over and you could have seen Trinity House standing there big and proud and the girls on the front porch, like, just sitting there, like how they,
Mm.
like again, classic black movie ending, that's how it would go. You pan over and they like, they
Not
golden
waving.
green, yeah, with their golden green hair, rolling blunts and shit,
They could have gave it a hustle and flow ending. You know, like the girls. When the girl says she's in charge and she was in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You in charge. I want to hear you say that. Say it.
I'm in charge.
You my partner.
I know.
Say I'm in charge.
I'm in charge. I'm in charge.
Oh Lord. And what kind of field were y'all in? No overgrown grass and broken pavement. I was like, what? Y'all couldn't have spruced that up for the day.
Ooh, speaking of sprucing up, how about them flowers that Christian picked for Keisha? Anybody they was dead when you picked them up? Like, what kind of
They
weed
they
did you
wilted
pick?
over. They wilted on the ride over
They was wilted when you picked them
on
up.
his motorcycle.
I was like, what is this? The rose that grew from the concrete? Like, you couldn't, you could do a little better.
He can't win in your eyes. He cannot win.
No, I'm the only one that likes him. I'm the only one that likes
But you
him.
looking
Y'all
at him
don't
with a
trust him.
side eye.
No, I'm just saying that was just a moment. Like, corny boys really kind of nail it. Corny guys are typically the ones to nail it. Like that flower bundle or whatever is something I would have expected from like a Jake, an inexperienced romantic. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. It was out of character for his corny ass.
Christian broke out the old check box.
I like
He
that
forgot the
though.
maybe. He forgot the maybe.
Sometimes like, look, we ain't, I ain't got time for no maybe. I need to know either yes or no.
Look, Emmett was looking at him like get this lame ass up out of here.
Okay, but I did give Christian props because he was like, you can get that yourself.
Yeah, he was like, you can get your own drink. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay.
Right. Like, yeah, I may be corny, but you ain't gonna punk me.
Right.
That is so weird. Christian looks like Westbrook, the basketball player, but he acts like Braxton from Jamie Foxx show.
Oh Lord, dang. That
A
buttoned
little
up.
bit. Yeah. He's a little stiff, but I like him for her though. She needs that corniness right now because all that hardcore gangster exterior is probably how she got into her situation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Which now that is a storyline that never got cleared up. Like we know her whole, she was gone for the whole season. We looking for Keisha, couldn't run a block, but whatever. But we never figured out
She can't
how
win.
he got her.
Mm.
Again,
Hmm?
it's a Lena Waithe production. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Terrence.
Sponsored by Swiss cheese because it's full
Right.
of holes. Full of holes. You want holes? We got them.
Okay,
Cool.
holes and holes. How about that?
I can't. I'm playing both of
Can we
y'all on
talk
time
about
now.
Lene when she came downstairs and she was like, "Oh hey."
I like, hey, my ass.
And then Kevin was really stuck. Like he couldn't explain. Like, first of all, nigga, you ain't getting none. You ain't do nothing. Why
Nothing.
why was it so hard for him to say she needed a place to stay and I let her sleep in my room? I slept on the floor. You already corny, sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Like, don't try and put on for your other mama like you didn't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no cutty. You ain't do that.
That's a word I haven't heard in a really long time.
Uh,
Yeah, I felt that was a little strange too. Like, just tell her she needed a place to stay.
right.
Mm.
And
And
then Dre, overnight mind change. Like, I'm good. We'll never be the same. I'm willing to do the work if you're willing to do the work. Like,
Yeah,
what?
because she knew that it had to be clear with her in order to let that girl stay.
yeah, you gonna finagle the situation to make it work in your favor.
Hmm.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I wish the brat had rung the doorbell or something.
Or
Like something.
something. Can you come back? Because Nina, you coming in trying to give ultimatums, and then next thing you know, you begging. What which is it? Are you a thug or you a wuss? What
Right,
is
right.
it?
Because first of all, now this episode right here was Dre's like strongest episode of the whole series. Okay, I was like, okay, Dre, stand up, come through, because she wasn't putting up with it, and I thank you. Cause like you said, when Nina came in trying to get that ultimatum, you need to decide: are you gonna forgive me or move on? Oh, she did everything but call her a bitch. Like, oh, ma'am, you cheated, okay? Like, thank you. Ooh, child, the audacity, okay?
I can't.
It's like they really honestly don't even need to focus on their relationship. Like their storyline, we really don't need to see
We
No,
don't.
because
they could
it
just
adds
appear
nothing.
in.
It's filler. It's
Mhm.
like we really don't need to. It's not that pivotal where if we didn't see them week to week, we would be like, okay, where's Nina and Dre?
No,
Right. We get it. They're a lesbian couple. Great.
okay.
Rainbows everywhere.
Because I just look, hell, I just figured out she had an office at the Little Rock Center, like where because that's she was talking to the girl there. Remember they had the
Yeah.
celebration at the Rock Center? I'm like, oh, is that where her office is? Okay, I had no idea.
She's a school counselor. That's how she knows
Mm,
Lene. Okay. School.
yeah, right. And it's like she's just gonna take the girl in. She ain't got no paperwork, nothing. So
Okay.
how?
So, yes. So, to that, I was like, why is this little girl talking like she got all one? She has to say so.
Right.
And two, you have the option. Okay. Either you gonna go with what I'm trying to offer you,
You're on
or
the
I'm gonna
street.
call CPS.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be part of the system.
Which one you want? I was like, again, where are these agencies? Do they not exist in the Chi?
Maybe they got defunded with the police. I don't know.
Maybe so. Maybe so. And 100% defunding. Can we talk about that?
That whole listen, that whole situation was just it just made no sense at all. There was no cohesive with nothing. Okay, you saw no police protesting doing nothing. This whole thing about defunding, like it was just
No,
weird. Like,
abolish. They abolished the police.
No, that's
yeah,
the
but
goal. The first step was defunding. Was defunding and reallocating the resources. That's why, Tracy was like, in the future she wants to abolish the police, but they have not been abolished. They've just been defunded.
Okay, but abolish is a very strong word.
Mm-hmm.
Very strong. And I was my soul was disturbed when she said that. I was like, so you relying on people from the streets to
to police
police?
Chicago.
Are you kidding me? Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I don't know.
I mean, there's really nothing else to say. It's just clownish. It makes no sense. So it was like, and the quicker they got away from that piece was the better because it just made there was just nothing made sense about that whole thing at all. So
You know what? The Chi is getting on the level of Empire.
Oh, yeah, because there was a point where they just went too far and I stopped watching it. I was like, yeah.
Empire?
Yeah.
Me too.
I was just like, what?
It,
Is
there's no
so
cohesiveness. The
extra.
storylines make no sense. It feels rushed. It's
Mhm.
just Lena. Mm-mm. You need to go to the Shonda Rhimes School of Writing. You need to go to her master class. You need to get under the tutelage of her awesomeness. Because when I tell you every single season of Grey's Anatomy, I don't know if you watch, do you watch Grey's Anatomy, Terrence?
I used to. I
Oh,
saw it like while back in the
long
day,
time,
but
in its
yeah.
early years of inception. But
Mhm.
if you recall, every season finale, there was a cliffhanger, and it was a good cliffhanger.
Mhm.
And when she came back the following season, it just tied everything all together. Everything makes sense. Boo boo, you need to go to her masterclass because what you're doing now with your human production, no. We're not gonna do that. No. Mm-mm. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm with you, Terrence. I'm on the bench with you. Like, she better come correct, or else this podcast, the recording for this show, I'm not coming back.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Yep. All she would hear is recording stopped.
This is
It's like, honestly, it's like I think it's just like with any type of writer, or anything that you're doing, you really gotta have all your full focus on what you're doing. And I feel like when you blow up, so to speak, and you have all this stuff, you get all these things going on, you just get, you're not focused. So it's hard to deliver quality content when you're not focused. When you got to, because I want to say she had like two other shows going on, like the 20s and some other stuff she had going on while this was going on. So that's I've never been a fan of that. I'm one of those people where let me deal, especially if I'm writing something, let me do it to its completion, then I'll go on to something else because I don't even know how you can jump. It doesn't even make any sense to try to jump in between characters and different storylines and different things, and you try to, that's too much.
well, it's possible because again, remember, Shonda had Scandal and Grey's Anatomy at the same time. So it's possible, but like you said, you can't just you can't Tyler Perry everything. You have to have the right people around you in your circle. You need to know when you need to pull resources and bring in extra a writer's room and bring creative directors around to help it. You can't have the yes man because I'm convinced that that's what Tyler Perry has over there in East Point. You got yes men. Just this is fabulous when you know your work is shitty as hell.
Hmm.
I'm just saying. I'm not a fan.
That's why he keeps making Medeas.
Now Medea retired, isn't she?
She's coming back.
Yeah, because
Right.
he can't. That's his bread and butter. He can't make it without her. Please,
Cannot live without Medea. It's always gonna be a Medea movie.
I,
You know.
I I don't care how many ovals and the sisters. No, Medea is your bread and butter. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Lena needs a little assistance. I think I think she needs to bring in some old heads. Because like Debbie Allen is still actively directing. She's
Mhm.
still working on, Grey's Anatomy. She's done a couple of episodes directing. Bring in Kerry Washington. She's directing. Regina Hall. Bring somebody in. Jesus, fix it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like she had, like the show. It feels like the show has outlived the content she had. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe she only wrote 2 seasons or 3 seasons, and then this one she's like, oh well, it's such a good hit. We'll just keep it going. But you actually got to pour into that. It's it's a storyline. You have to build on it. I mean, it just can't tell itself. Like And if you overwhelmed, just say that. You know what I mean? Like, and give us answers. Like, I mean, we joke all the time that the show is full of holes, but it's been that way since day one. But I mean, these holes are just getting more frequent. Like, they, more frequent, more often, and larger holes. Like, okay, so Maisha's done, Dom is done. You know what's going on there? Like I said, we never even got an answer to how Keisha got abducted last season. Um, what else? I mean, there's so many different holes that we could get answered or get filled in. So I'm like, just I mean, I think if this show comes back, they need to take a good long break and take a look at the remaining characters, the storylines, and really sew them up. And I think that it needs to be the last season. Next season, if they come back, it needs to be the last season. I really don't see them being able to carry the storyline because at this point, they're gonna have gone so far from the origin of the Shy. It's not gonna be the Shy. Like if they go beyond one more season, then they would have to change the name to like the Shy continued or the Shy progression or something. It couldn't be the Shy anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's because again, Terrence, you've said it since day one. It's always been centered around the kids. All right, so the kids are what? Is it
17,
maybe 10th? I mean, the 11th grade.
probably.
So that means next year they'll be graduating. Okay, so let's
That's
just go ahead and wrap this up with a bow, and we go have the same happy ending that we had this episode, and everybody just sail off into the wind. Keisha and Christian, they sail off, buy a house. Let's go ahead and make this prediction. So Christian and Keisha, they buy a house and they get together, they get married. Okay. Kevin goes off Kevin, what you call it? Papa.
Oh.
Kevin, Papa, and Jake, they go off to college. Jake gonna go off to college because that bond that he has with Jemma, I think it could potentially go the long haul.
Yeah, now it definitely will now after that situation. Yeah.
So yeah, once they go off to college, that's it. Leave it there.
Right. Emmett goes buy the house for his mom and moves in with her. Cause who he got to live with? Cause Tiffany is a rap.
He can buy his own house. Sonny's and Smokey's is doing good.
Well, he can expand Smokey somewhere else outside of the city.
Got a chain.
He could build he could get a second location, and with it being Chicago, he could really live above one of them.
True.
Obviously Maisha's gone, so maybe Papa just goes into the ministry and goes into theology school or whatever you call it, and pursues that degree. And one thing that I will say is at the end of this episode, Kevin got a haircut. He was cutting the color out of his hair.
Could we really see the color?
Every now and again.
It was blue. Yeah, you can see a little bit. Yeah.
But every time that Kevin has cut his hair, he has made some sort of a transition. So there's room for that. Lene with her angry black woman syndrome at 13. Okay. Maybe she could soften up some. I don't know. Nina and Dre, y'all
not living in a house with Nina. Nina gonna keep her tight. Like
you want to date with me, nigga?
Oh, right. Like I was really bothered. Like, did she have to be so hard the whole time? Every time? Like, you can't have a soft moment? Nothing? You know what I mean? Like, I get her origins, what she's been through, all the things she's encountered or whatever, but girl.
There was definitely not a softer side of Sears with her.
Not at all.
But Kevin just loved that. That's what he likes.
Yeah,
he loves those challenging women, don't he?
And I like how he challenged her back too. What if I don't even know if I want to live with you. It's like, oh, okay, you tried it. You tried.
Weak.
Okay, but this is Kevin. That was his strength. That was as strong as he gets right there. Okay, because he
Okay.
normally like, uh, okay,
Oh, you mean all the other times in the episode?
yes, yes.
I can't. I cannot.
Well, he cleared a drawer out for her. You know, but said she had a gang of shit. But who's to say she can even get her shit back from that woman's place?
Okay,
Okay, but that's another story.
right.
What's your prediction for the series finale, Terrence?
Honestly, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say this is it. I don't think they have another season. I think it's
Okay.
done.
Okay. I don't think that the people would like that. I think they'll demand a final season. And she might just give in and give it anyway. I don't think that if in fact this is a true ending, I don't think that she would just she knows that the people because there are diehard shy fans and they want the end, but I don't think she's gonna be like Akil Brock, the creator of Girlfriends, where we have been asking for an episode wrap up to let everyone know what happened with Lynn, Joan, Maya, and well, yeah, that's it. That landed with them because Tony was gone. We've been asking for the last almost 20 years for something to give us a button to put in the storyline, but we still haven't gotten it. But I think Nina will break and she will put out a shitty project, but she will give the people what they want.
Well, I mean, she can just make it into like, I mean, honestly, just do like a BT movie or something and kill it. You don't have to do another series or nothing. Just, I mean, you get them an hour and a half of content and kill it. You don't have to do all of that.
Do you think she kind of lost her mojo once Jason Mitchell left?
Yes, because he is what the story was kind of driven by, even with the Douda. Because remember, you didn't get introduced to Douda till you had Jason. You
Right.
know, so he was the driving force for everyone. He connected it. He was the wire. He's like, look. If it was a bomb, you had to like, how you try to detonate a bomb. You had a bomb scare. They're like, don't pull the wire. Which wire? Like he was the green wire. He's
Right.
what kept everything together. And it's like once he left, everything was rushed. The characters, their development was rushed. And it's like that's why it wasn't. That's why it didn't flow right. It just didn't flow real it didn't flow right, and that's why everything was so jumbled up,
Yeah.
because they had to kind of put the pieces in, and that's why we talk about, we tease it all the time, talking about Swiss cheese, holes, but that's why, because he was a pivotal piece with everything. Hell, they would have did better, honestly, when Jason left, even to kind of, I don't know, I think it kind of kept Jericho around for a little while. I think that might have been something, because she was dealing with the real estate with the houses where the gang members were messing up the houses and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
trying to take over the neighborhood and all of that stuff. Like, but yeah, it definitely went awry when Jason left, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
I think she should have just did a character switch, like kept Brendan and got a new actor for him. It would have been difficult, but I mean, because he really was a pivotal part of the show, like you said, because I mean, he literally was connected to everybody that we see now. You know what I'm saying? Because that was
Hmm.
Kevin's original mentor. He knew way more about what Kevin went through and encountered and whatnot. And then obviously he was connected to Emma. Emmett. Not Smokies. It's Smokies. Look, you've been calling it wrong. Some of them like I'm saying it wrong. No, connected to Smokies. Jada. Everybody. He was connected to every single person on the show. So I think they would have done better to just kept the character and did an actor switch. It would have been, a little. It would have taken a minute to get used to it, but just for the continuity and just the fact that he was that critical, I think that's what they should have done. But here we are.
But weren't they trying to put Emmett in that place when he was initially?
Mm-mm.
And then, because the wedding is Nina and Dre's. When Emmett was catering, he was, trying to keep what was his name on the show? Brandon. Yeah, they were trying to keep the spirit of Brandon alive and being able to cater and bring. I thought that was the transition that they were trying to move, or the storyline that they were trying to move along, but they fell off.
Yeah, and you have to remember, Brandon was he was connected to the mob. I mean, not the mob, but to the gangs and stuff as well. Emmett didn't have that, so he couldn't have made that. He couldn't have stepped into those shoes. He would have just basically had to have his own path, which Emmett is Brandon without the bad storyline or the difficult, the struggling storyline, because Emmett didn't have that. He was just a hope.
Hustling a hoe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else?
I'm good.
You're done.
I'm done.
You're
done.
Check box.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Well, I guess we're done. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us this entire season of The Shy. If it, in fact, it does come back, we'll come back. I'll come back. But anything else other than that, I won't be coming back. Yeah, so definitely continue to check out our content here on YouTube, as well as all other social media platforms under Live, Laugh, and Lovey. Also, check us out on Pop Break, as well as popbreaktv.com. Good content. You'll learn a whole bunch of other stuff other than what we have to offer. So definitely check them out. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your mama and them. We have other shows that we cover on my podcast. Yeah, what's your thought? How do you feel about the way the season ended? Do you think that it's coming back? What would be your prediction for the series finale? All right, y'all. We made it.
We made it.
Woo!
Thank you, Jada.
Yes.
I made it through. I made it through a season of Nina. All right, y'all. We out.
Peace.
Peace.